Hey, Kentucky, welcome back. Time for a little game of Big Deal, No Deal. We have help today from Emmy Lovell of Berea Community. Emmy, how are you?
I'm good. How are
It
you?
is Students Week. Emmy's going to do it. What's up first?
The state's pension crisis threatens to cripple its 6 regional universities and KCTCS, adding up to a nearly $50 million increase to fund worker pensions next year alone. Matt and Chris, let's ask, how big is the deal on this one?
It is huge because the problem we have in education is not so much UK, U of L, it's these secondary schools. They're the ones feeling huge budget crunches, and the KCTCS schools may be the worst of all. And the plan to take this money and move it to pensions, while well-intentioned, will really hurt those schools. I'm really concerned about it.
Yeah, I mean, look, at this point, anything that seems to come out about the pension crisis is a bigger and bigger and bigger deal.
And yet the only thing they don't want to do is raise revenue, which is the one thing they're going to have to do. Yeah. Like, they keep cutting from these universities. They've got to raise revenue, even though that's not what people want. What's next?
EKU plans to freeze tuition next year in an apparent attempt to stimulate enrollment. Is this a big deal or no deal, guys?
I mean, I like the idea, but coupled with what we just said, if they don't bring in more money via tuition, it's an even bigger budget crisis. Look, again, Eastern Kentucky has seen decline in enrollment, which is unfortunate. They're having serious problems in getting the student body they need. So I understand why they're doing it, but I wonder if it's going to be counterproductive.
Yeah, I mean, it's a means to an end. Is it the right means to the right end?
We're just going to have to wait and see. I really am, for the state of Kentucky, worried about your Easterns, your Moorheads, your Murrays. Those are the schools that are crucial for this state to work, and they're having serious budget issues. What's next?
State officials say a 17-year-old law lets Kentucky jails charge inmates for the time they're being behind bars, regardless of whether that person is eventually found guilty. Matt and Chris, is this a big deal or no deal?
It is a big deal, and I think ultimately the idea that you have to pay for this amount of time is a problem. Now, this is a minuscule amount of money, and I get that, but still, if you're found not guilty, it seems ridiculous you would pay money for the time you were wrongly incarcerated, but right now, that's the system.
Well, I need to know what kind of charges these are. I mean, these aren't pay-per-view wrestling
It's not
events,
pay-per-view wrestling,
yeah, I mean,
but it would be like any little charges you added up during there. If you're there wrongly, I think the state ultimately should have to take care of it. What's up next?
A federal judge has ruled a former Kentucky mayor is fit to stand trial for allegedly diverting city money and property to benefit indoor football league team. Is this update on former Prestonburg Mayor Jerry Fannin a big deal or no deal?
This guy's an interesting character. He used to come on my radio show a lot. He does a bodybuilder, UFC guy. What he's charged with is a big deal. Yeah, it was apparently to divert public funds for a football team that he just happened to play on, which is not what it was for. If true, he should be convicted, and I think it's a big deal. You can't do that with public funds.
Look, unless he ran on the platform of our indoor football team's going to be super awesome, which would have gotten my vote, I say this is ridiculous.
You would have voted for that. You're big on the Prestonsburg football team.
I'm all for it.
Well, whatever.